institutions. But unfortunately, the infrastructure what we have is not catering the requirements of those students, the expectations of the students. Now, the leadership is how do we manage this kind of situation, the constraints. In spite of having several constraints, how do I make our institutions as globally competitive institutions? This is what is very, very important. And if you look at our higher education system today, somebody can mute, I don't know. So now, yeah, when we look at our higher education system today, so we have been running the system for the last hundreds of years, and we say India is a pioneer and India has a long legacy. But in the recent past, if you look at the reforms, one is, especially after the introduction of National Education Policy 2020, now we are speaking about multiple entry and multiple exit. So if that is going to come into existence in a true sense, then students will be leaving with the certificate, students will be leaving with the diploma, students will be leaving with the degree, students will be leaving with the honors degrees. So again, whether this kind of a reform of multiple entry and multiple exit is going to serve the purpose. See, when somebody is staying in the system for 4 years, 3 years, they are unable to get employment, but somebody leaves the system within 1 year. Is it possible to get any employment? So this is one important challenge we need to do. But definitely, the decision and suggestion of NEP 2020 is a very welcome suggestion. But how do we operationalize such kind of a decision? And technology enhancement, technology enhanced learning, TEL, that's what we are speaking about. So all of us have seen, COVID has brought a lot of challenges, and all of us have adopted for technology. But as a teacher, we could see there is a drastic difference in the quality of the students today. So unfortunately, the last 2 years online education, the students who have come from that system, they lack basics. They lack basics now. So now how do I handle this situation? Because once we go for online teaching, definitely online teaching has a lot of advantages. But whether our current student generation is capable of handling this online and offline classes, this is another important challenge. Because when we conduct training programs online, majority of the time, the people are present on the screen, but they are not really present. So that's what HRDC training programs when we deliver the lectures. The same is the case with when we were delivering online lectures. The basic problem here is the accountability, responsibility, and student also should get a kind of a feeling that by doing this education, it is going to change my life. This is what is very bad. That kind of a confidence, I think, we should be able to give. But today, we have education in a university system and a college system. We have distance education. We have open university system. And added to that, now UGC is contemplating to start online degrees. I think there will be online degrees now. Now, how do we differentiate the quality of education across these platforms? We have a regular education face-to-face in a university system and a private system. Private universities are there, private colleges are there, government colleges are there, government universities are there. Distance education is there, of distance education of traditional universities, open education, open universities, and online education. So how do we, tomorrow what happens? We get students from all the streams. For example, tomorrow Krishna University is going to advertise for post-graduation notification. I get a set of students from public colleges, government colleges, set of students from private degree colleges, set of students from online education, set of students from distance education. So my class itself is heterogeneous now. Tomorrow it's going to become much more heterogeneous. But how do we handle this heterogeneity? That is where leadership will come into picture. So Professor Krishna Mohan said, not only the vice chancellors and registrars are administrators, even every teacher is an academic leader. So when we speak about leadership, how do we engage the student in this digital environment? That is the biggest challenge for all of us. As teachers, all of us have been facing. The retention time of the student in the class is not more than 5 minutes. But how do we engage them for 45 minutes? 50 minutes is the problem. And also the perception of parents and students is education is for employment. That is in a way true. But unfortunately, whether our education is providing right employment to the students, where is the skill gap? This is another kind of a problem. So unless skills are integrated with the curriculum, we may not be able to provide them employment. Today what is happening is skills are added to the curriculum, above the curriculum, we have one session on communication skills, one session on IT skills. But unless every teacher integrates this add-on things to the regular class stream, unless we integrate this skill set with our day-to-day teaching, the whole purpose of education will be difficult. The biggest challenge here is how do we make our higher education system more inclusive? This is what is a challenge. So today, because always there is a debate between access and quality. More the quality, less the access. More the access, less the quality. This is the general perception. So how do we balance access and quality in higher education system? That is where the real leadership will come into picture. But majority of the time what happens in university systems, the vice chancellors are busy in handling day-to-day law and order problems of the university rather than concentrating more on long-term vision and mission of the institution. So what could be the strategies we have to translate our vision and mission into action? So every university has a wonderful vision statement, every college will have a wonderful vision statement. But if you look at whether this vision and mission are getting translated into action, so that is where leadership will come into picture. The responsibility of the leader is to see that whether our vision and mission are getting translated into action. Say for example, just now Professor Krishna Mohan said about outcome-based education. Professor Ram Mohan Rao was also mentioning about it. So when we have outcome-based education, whether those outcomes are really met or not is a question mark. Majority of the time we have our outcome-based education document, but unfortunately we are failing to evaluate. We are failing to evaluate those outcomes, whether the students have achieved those outcomes or not. If the students have not achieved their outcomes, what kind of remedial measures we are going to do. So in a nutshell, what I am trying to conclude is, the leadership is something to do with developing the systems. That is what is very, very important. So if you wanted to be a real leader, you need to develop the systems. So unless we develop the systems, we should not be able to face the challenges. And if you look at majority of the time, the Prime Minister, President of India, HRD Minister, Chief Ministers keep on saying that why Indian universities are not figuring into top 500, 200, 300 world university rankings. The reason is very simple. We require more funding, we require more infrastructure, we require more manpower. You forget about getting into QS ranking. Why most of us are not getting into NIRF? This is the important challenge. Why most of the institutions we are not getting into NAC A++ or A+. I think the quality is another challenge. The quality is a challenge, inclusivity is a challenge, technology is a challenge, student engagement is a challenge, and also the giving lot of choices to the student to choose. For example, they are saying that very recently AICTE said without having mathematics at +2 one can do engineering. So that is what they are saying. And NEP 2020 is saying that higher education in regional medium. So tomorrow engineering, already I think there is one college on experimental basis started engineering in Telugu medium. So that is a welcome step. But how do we handle both the media at a time? The student is coming from one stream and student is coming from another stream. And recently the Central University Common Entrance Test they are conducting in 13 Indian languages. So to get into higher education. So this is going to be an opportunity for the students and a challenge for the teachers. So IT skills, communication skills and employability skills. So how do we integrate all these parameters? And finally what we would like to see is the whole of education system should make a holistic development of the student. Just they are not meant for getting some kind of a skills and being employed into some kind of a IT company here and there and claiming that I got placement. No, what we are trying to look at is the holistic development. That's what NEP 2020 is also insisting on, holistic development. So as an education institution, how we are going to contribute for holistic development of the student. That's what is very, very important. In all these aspects, the leadership is going to play a vital role, and this 3-day conference is definitely going to give us many more opportunities to interact and try to address a lot of issues, and each theme, whatever is mentioned by the organizers can be worth of having a 3-day seminar. So the agenda is too long, and even if you start speaking about each topic, it takes about 2 to 3 hours to at least deliberate on that. So I wish the organizers all the success, and I thank the organizers for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Raj. So now may I request the chief guest of the inaugural function, Professor K. Hyamchandra Reddy garu, to deliver this inaugural address.
Honorable Vice Chancellor in charge and Vice Chairman of AP State Council of Higher Education, Professor K. Ram Mohan Rao garu, former Vice Chancellor of this university and known academic administrator, Professor Venkaya garu, and Professor B. Rajshekhar garu, Pro Vice Chancellor, University of Hyderabad, my good friend, Professor Krishna Mohan, Director of the University, the convener of this program, Professor Suraj Chandra Rao garu, Registrar of the University, Professor Ram Reddy garu, and all distinguished faculty members, delegates, student friends, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon. I am very happy that the university has come forward to organize this 3-day international conference. They submitted a proposal to APSHE. We readily agreed because we wanted this kind of discussion to happen. Now this program is happening collaboratively between APSHE and Krishna University. I think many of the speakers have aired their opinion on this very pertinent topic, and all the speakers here, I'm only the exception here, all of them are management professors. They're all MBA professors. I'm a mechanical engineering professor, so I cannot be a match to them, but then
Manager practice.
I will try to manage this show. Seriously, because the management process are quite articulative and they express their opinions so candidly. I'm sorry I really missed some of their views because I had to leave this venue for a short while. But definitely it is a vast subject that we all need to understand. Now, why should we talk about academic leadership and management of higher education institutions at this point of time? Is it anything new? Not at all. Time immemorial, we have educational institutions running in this country, and educational administration is not a new thing that's happening today. But the practices and the values and the systems that we need to build in to meet the contemporary challenges, that is the point of discussion. Are we ready to face the present challenges of the society or the industry? People keep talking about the industry-academia gap. Who is responsible for this? Ultimately, we expect students to get a job. Something wrong in those rules? Madam, anything wrong? Ultimately, what happens here is we are running educational institutions like here I see a lot of students. We admit them, we offer them programs, we run classwork, and finally we award degrees. The responsibility of getting a job rests on the student. In fact, academic institutions, of course, they are being rated on the number of placements they are providing. That is one of the yardsticks now to measure the institution. But in spite of that, if a student is not placed, university or college need not take a responsibility for that, because the mandate for the institution is to hand over a degree. That's it. We hand over a degree, and now we leave it to you, madam, that second one in blue dress. If you are not interested, you can leave. This kind, yeah. If you are interested, be proper in the hall. So, institution is not mandated to provide you a job. Institution devises a broad framework of education. We say you are a commerce student, you have this curriculum. We assign a few teachers to it and they'll come and deliver the content. Of course, there are varied levels of competencies with which they deliver the content. Finally, there is a university examination. We conduct an examination. Don't talk about it, how it is being conducted, how you are being evaluated. And finally, there is a measure that you acquire certain percentage, we are handing over the degree. Now, if we award a degree with 80% of marks, quite obviously, the industry or the employer would expect 80% of knowledge from you. If we award 60% of marks, they expect 60% of the knowledge. Because marks are a yardstick now again. Now finally, what has happened over a period of time, the marks that universities and colleges are awarding is not measuring up to anything. They are not reflecting your true competences, your true capabilities, your skills. They are not being reflected there. They are totally disconnected with what you have acquired over a period of time. You spend sufficiently long time in an educational institution and you acquire whatever you acquire or you unlearn whatever you unlearn, and then finally we award a degree. So it's so mechanical. For 36 years it happened since the last education policy of the government. 36 years unabatedly this happened. Meanwhile, industry became very dynamic. World has become a global village. Boundaries have been erased. Something what is happening in Russia is affecting you today. What is happening in Pakistan is affecting you today. See, we are all interconnected. We need to be very alert at what is happening. Today, people are talking about chatbot. Now what will happen? You have such an intelligent artificial intelligence system, you type anything, it is giving you an answer. You ask them to write a code, the chatbot is giving you a code. Now why do you require? No, artificial intelligence system is done by experts and they are quite knowledgeable than you. Then what is your requirement then for the industry? See, industry is changing, technology is so dynamic, it is growing exponentially and so drastically. Mind you friends, we need to be alert. And this is in addition to delivering the conventional content, what has been designed under curriculum, institution have many other responsibilities of motivating you, of making you alert, giving you enough information, bringing the latest developments to you, motivating you to have hands-on and thereby go creative. The Hotmail co-CEO, Sabir Bhatia, I was just going through, has made a statement. In India, most of the business, and 90% of the business ideas coming are copycat ideas. 90% of the business ideas are copycat ideas. Someone has an idea, original idea. 90% of the people, come with the same idea again and again. Now, in Machilipatnam, you have this idea. In Vijayawada, you have the same idea. In Guntur, somewhere, in an internet world, it is spreading so much, so quickly. You can copy it anywhere. And these copycat ideas cannot make you strong as a country going forward, because the next wave is creative economy wave. Are we ready for that? Are we building our institutions and ecosystem to meet those challenges? This is an important question that we all need to answer. Now today, gone are those days, I don't know today why I learned tables up to 20. My calculator gives me that so easily. I still remember how my teacher treated me so badly for not, able to give that 18th table. So today we don't require that. Any child can operate a calculator, straight away give you all this. Lot of things changing. What we need to do at this point of time as a student, because there are many students, student-centric if you ask me to talk about it. A student should be, composed, balanced, stay alert, understand what is happening around, be a original person what you are. Around this, many things need to be built. Like the values, like, integration of different domains, integration of the skills, and that's how you emerge as an original person. For an original person to emerge, you also need to have hands-on. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavya. Adhyaya is learning by yourself. Pravachana is teaching. So learning and teaching shall go continuously together, otherwise you will be outdated. And this is the responsibility of an educational institution to enrich the systems around the primary stakeholder in such a way that they render highly useful graduate to the society as well as to the industry. Today, the manufacturing sector is all set to move towards India. China is going down, Indian GDP is at 8.2, Chinese GDP is somewhere around 6%. We have emerged very clear, victorious, and we have huge manpower. Now, what are we waiting for? What these educational institutions are waiting for? This is where the leadership is so important for educational institutions. Give them altogether a new dimension which they have not seen before. And change is always difficult, but at the same time, change is ubiquitous. Change is not so easy. You understand. A few are ready for change, who are not ready for change. Now, there is always a resistance for the change. That's where the leadership is important for me. Leadership of educational institutions are so crucial and important at this point of time. Ramam sir was talking about the pandemic, the national education policy, the initiatives we have taken. Policies can be made, a lot of them, in a closed, office setup. When policies are to be implemented at the ground level, it is once again the educational administrator who matters, the leadership that matters there. And that's what we are expecting at this point of time. We are going around the educational institutions, universities, making a very humble appeal to all the educational administrators. I'm sure, this conference is going to talk about many issues, relevant issues related to that paradigm shift of the roles and responsibility of educational institutions, particularly in the blended learning era, and particularly in the changing dynamics of industry, of the world, of the economy, and make students really, self-reliant, capable, confident. That's the crux of it. Of course, values we need to revisit. Values evaporated, I don't know when they evaporated from the whole system. We always know about a university or an education institution. A university shall be a guiding light to the society. University shall reform the society. University shall educate the society. Very unfortunately today, university is acquiring all the ills of the society. Now, it's a reverse flow. No, new knowledge, new thinking, new value system, everything should flow from university to the society. And that's how society learns from this university. That's how the areas where all, in the previous years, wherever the great university stood, the immediate societies were all transformed without any effort, because university was directly influencing. Now today, we are being influenced by the society, and we bring in all the ills of the society into education system. We keep talking about it, be it a caste, be it, polarized, whatever way you are polarizing. No, for this, the educational institution need to unshackle you as much as possible, make you straight as your own individual. Don't get influenced by what is happening in the society. With a clear mind and clear knowledge, baki bakwas, only spread. With a clear knowledge, you go to the society. Go to the society and educate the society, uplift the society. Probably, if you allow me to talk, I think the many things that the present leadership shall understand, educational administrators shall understand. Because very unfortunately, I'm here in education system for the last 30 years. I started emulating my gurus, my leaders. They were behaving the way that present society was making them understand. And so are the cases, all these towering professors here, they all must have learned from the gurus. It's a parampara. But, there is a situation now. The parampara will not help you. We need to take different ideas, different systems, different styles to rejuvenate the entire higher education system. When I'm talking about higher education system and rejuvenating it, it's not such a simple task. It's about 1.5 million, 15 lakh students in a population of 5 crores. If I can change 15 lakhs, 5 crores can be instantly changed, because 15 lakhs into 40 is 6 crores. One enlightened student need to influence only 40 if Andhra need to be transformed. Such a simple task, but the major task lies here of how you can really rejuvenate, unshackle and rejuvenate this higher education system. That's where leadership is required. That's where fresh thinking need to come. That's where discussions, deliberations shall happen. And I will be waiting for the outcomes. I'm very happy you have got such towering personalities here. Each one is capable. I know Ramon sir, he directly works with me. And together we did something what we should do for the state of Andhra Pradesh. But the concern is quite genuine. Forget about the rest of the things. You may attribute many motives to me, to Ramon sir, to Akshay, because people normally with the shallow thinking, they keep attributing. But the concern is quite genuine. This is a wonderful opportunity for all of us to change. Lest we miss a fragile opportunity to change tomorrow. And this is where we all needed to join hands together. We need to work together. We need to move forward. But all said and done, leadership, particularly of education administration, needs to be redefined at this point of time. I'm convinced. It needs to be redefined at this point of time. So, I'm sure Venkaya Garu, Rajshekhar Garu, Krishnamohan Garu, Surya Chandra Rao, and other speakers who are going to come, I don't know, I'm not really sure, and led by Professor Ramon sir. I think you will do a wonderful job, come out with a few ideas for me to think about and incorporate, maybe spread elsewhere. So each university shall take up such responsibility. I appreciate and congratulate Surya Chandra Rao and his team in Krishna University as such for taking up this initiative. I wish the participants, the program, all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for presenting your excellent thoughts, most pertinent to the theme that is selected for this conference. Before requesting Professor Venkaya Garu, I request the chairman and the chief guest to release the brochure.
Live.
Now this is the time to felicitate our chief guest, Professor Hyamchandra Reddy Garu.
देखो पांच लग रहा है
Enter కొట్టు to give him a stage, and after the session is over,
అది కాదు ఎంటర్ కొట్టు
after lunch.
పట్టుకో ఇది పట్టుకో
ఏం నొక్కరా
Respected Vice Chancellor of this esteemed university, Professor Ramohan Rao, Vice Chairman of Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education, Professor Hyamchandra Reddy Garu, a great personality and a great educationist and a great administrator of the state of Andhra Pradesh. The leadership is provided along with Ramohan Rao. My friends, Professor Rajsekhar from University of Hyderabad, Professor Krishna Mohan, former registrar of Andhra University and also colleague of ours in Andhra University, Professor Surchandra Rao, with who I worked very closely for 3 years. He then registrar and presently director. Dr. Jaishankar Prasad, Dr. Rajesh, and friends, Stamala and all others, Ram Shekhar and Usha and everyone present here, distinguished student friends. Hearty greetings to you all. I am really happy and feel elated that I am here today and joined my own home today on this great occasion. As all the distinguished personalities just now mentioned about the kind of crisis that we are in, the kind of foresight and vision that we should have, and the problems that we are facing in transforming the present kind of education system to to the future needs of the society and the industry at large, and also to prepare the students with the life skills that they require to face the challenge of the life and also the careers. Having noted all of them, I have a presentation as a keynote speaker, and I do not want to stand between you and your lunch. And also, honorable chief guest is to leave because of some important work. So I extend my hearty greetings to the Department of Commerce and Management and the team for working for this conference, which is international conference on a theme of today's relevance across the world, and more so in the context of Indian education system because of the new education policy introduced and also the challenges of implementation. With these few words, I extend greetings to you all, and I wish the conference a great success, and I will talk to you and see that you ask me not to further proceed in the afternoon. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now take questions. If they are nice.
ఫోటో ఏంటి ఆగిపోద్ది.
సార్ సార్
Thank you.
అరే ముందర ఏం చేశారు మళ్ళీ
Vote of thanks by Nagar.
Honorable Vice Chancellor inaugural function of 3-day international conference, Professor K. Ramohan Rao garu, Rector, Krishna University and Conference Convener, Professor D. Surchandra Rao, Registrar, Krishna University, Professor M. Ramireddy, Conference Director and Principal of University of College of Arts and Science, Krishna University, Professor Marti Madam, Conference Organizing Secretary and Head Department of Commerce and Business Management, Krishna University, Dr. C.H. Jayashankar Prasad, Chief Guest of the Conference, Professor Hemchandra Reddy Sir, Chairman APSHI, Distinguished Guest, Professor V. Venkaya Garu, Guest of Honors, Professor D. Krishna Mohan, Professor B. Rajshekhar Garu, other dignitaries, my colleagues, teaching and non-teaching staff of Krishna University, delegates, research scholars, and dear students. Good afternoon to one and all. It's my honor and privilege to conclude today's inaugural ceremony of 3-day international conference on academic leadership and management in higher education institutions in a globalized economic era, perspectives and challenges, organized by Department of Commerce and Management, Krishna University, in association with Andhra Pradesh State Council of Higher Education, by extending formal vote of thanks to all of you on behalf of organizing committee of the conference. I am extremely thankful to all distinguished guests present today. At the outset, I thank Honorable Vice Chancellor and President of 3-day International Conference, Professor K. Ramohan Rao garu, for facilitating us to conduct the conference and for presiding over the proceedings of the inaugural session. We are very much grateful to Chief Guest Professor Hemchandra Reddy Sir, Chairman APSHI, for delivering the inaugural address. We are very happy with the kind presence of distinguished guest Professor V. Venkaya, former Vice Chancellor, Krishna University, Machilipatnam, for delivering keynote address of the conference. We are very much thankful to our guest of honor, Professor V. Krishnamohan Garu, Registrar, Andhra University, and another guest of honor, Professor B. Rajshekhar Garu, Pro Vice Chancellor, University of Hyderabad, for their valuable messages and supporting us to organize the conference. I would like to take the opportunity to thank our conference convener, Rector of Krishna University, Professor D. Surchandra Sir, for his address. And I would like to convey my sincere thanks to our Registrar Krishna University, Professor M. Ramireddy, for making the conference happen today. My special thanks to our conference director and principal of University College of Arts and Science, Krishna University, Professor Y. Marti Madam, for facilitating us to conduct this 3-day international conference. My sincere thanks are to our HOD Sir, Dr. C.H. Jayashankar Prasad, for organizing the conference. I thank our conference treasurers, Dr. M. Shravani, Dr. L. Susila, our colleagues, Dr. A. Jagdish Babu, Mrs. P. Gnaneswari, Mr. K. Shankar Siddhartha, and other faculty members of Krishna University for their support. Our sincere thanks are due to the authors and the paper presenters for tomorrow's technical sessions, and we gratefully acknowledge the support extended by the advertisers and the sponsors for the conference. We also thank all colleagues and their managements, organizing committee members, participants, research scholars, students, and non-teaching staff of the Krishna University for their efforts to facilitate the conference. Last but not least, we extend our thanks to the members of print and electronic media for their extensive coverage about our international conference. Thank you, one and all.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा, विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा, तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे, गाहे तव जय गाथा, जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता, जय हे
all the delegates and participants kindly join lunch. That's placed in second floor, MBA department, and post lunch the experts roundtable discussions as well as keynote address by Professor V. Venkay Garu. That will be around